Okay, so a line graph, as we discussed, this shows how values changes over a time. Okay, and the keyword which we can see in line graph is the trend. So it just gives us a trend of a process. Like as you can see in this screen, it shows like how the COVID-19 incidences in a country. It's an inland country, that's a country in USA. So how was the incidence? So it shows us like what are the active cases and total positive cases and the total recovered persons, like that. So it gives us a trend over a time period. Okay, so this is just the line graph, which I'm sure all of us are very well aware about it. So yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the second chart, that is the run chart. And a run chart, we always have to remember about these 4 rules under run chart. So this gives us not only the trend, but the shift, trend, too many or too few, and astronomical value. Okay, so the keyword here in this run chart is trend as well as shift. Okay, so what do you mean by shift? We all know if there are 6 or more consecutive points above or below median, as you can see in the graph which I have shown below, the shift is represented like this. Okay, there is a median line which is the average, and you can see either above or below the median line. If there are 6 points or more than 6, then we can say that there is a shift in the process. Now next is trend. Trend means what? It's again 6 or more consecutive points which are in increasing or decreasing order. So regardless of the median value, whether there is 6 or more points, that should be consecutive points in increasing or decreasing manner, then we can say that there is a trend in this chart. And there too many or too few means what? That means too many runs or too few runs. As you can see here in this picture, how many runs are there? 2 runs are there. Like you can see above the median 1 run and below the median run. So this means it is too few runs. And what is next? Astronomical value. Astronomical value means 1 point which is extremely away from the other points. Okay, so it's very like at a glance we'll point out, oh, there is an astronomical point which is away from the remaining points. So these are the 4 rules in run chart. Okay, so this chart is very valuable tool in the beginning of a project. When we have a lots of data in our hand, we can just do the run chart, and we can see whether there is like, you know, there is a shift or a trend or too many or too few or an astronomical value. Then we can we'll come to know that our data is like random data, or like if there is a shift, that means there is something wrong in there. So we have to just check where it went wrong, and we have to take the action plans accordingly. Okay, so the point here is in run chart, we don't have control limits. Okay, so we don't know exactly our process is in control or no. Okay, we don't know the stability of our process, but we can just somehow get an idea whether a process is like okay, or we have to intervene. Like if there is a shift, trend, too many or too low, or an astronomical value, then it gives us a hint that, okay, you have to work on this area. Okay, this is run chart. And so we have done with the line chart and run chart, and we move on to the next most important chart, that is the control chart. Okay, so the control chart is almost same like a run chart, but here you can see there is average, like the median as we saw in run chart, the same. But here there is again what we have, the upper control limit and lower control limit. So there are 2 limits in here, and we plot our data and we'll see how it goes, or like where this data points falls in. Okay, so this is control chart. So control chart is very, very important in the sense like it gives us the stability of our process. We will come to know that our process is in control or there are too many variations in the process. Okay, so control chart purpose is mainly to identify the random variation as well as special cause variation. So random variations, we all know what is random variation. This is inherent in the process. It is unavoidable. It will be there in all the process. This is random variation. Okay, what we can do is we can identify a random variation. If it is too much, then we have to take actions to reduce it. We can't eliminate it because it is there in the process itself. Whereas special cause or assignable or non-random variation. Okay, so there are different terms for it. This means what? As the name suggests, it's a special cause. We have to investigate it. Why it happened like that? Okay, we have to investigate and we have to take action properly to avoid it. So special causes is avoidable, whereas common causes are like reducible kind of causes. So control chart helps us to identify these variations and to take actions accordingly. Okay, so this will tell us whether our process is stabilized or it is too many variations are there. Too many variations are there means our process is not under control. Okay, so as you can see in the first graph, almost all the points it falls under the upper and lower control limits. Okay, whereas in the lower one we can see there are some unstable points. Not only unstable points are important, but we have to find out whether there is unusual trend. We can see in the second chart there is unusual trend. So if there is unusual trend also, like it says that our process is not under control. Okay, so this is control chart, which is very important in the quality improvement process. Okay, so the control chart, we are almost at the end of the session. The control chart, there are different types. That is individual control chart, P chart and U chart. So if our data is kind of measurable data, quantitative data, then we can go for individual chart. Whereas if we have percentage data with us, then we have to use the P chart. If it is rate, then we have to use the U chart. So let's just discuss about the application of this statistical process control in real situation, real healthcare scenario. I just tried to look for some articles and found a few. So this article, it's a systematic review just to check the statistical process control in healthcare improvement, how it is. It's a bit old data, like in 2007 they have done it. And like almost they have collected the sources from 1966 to 2004. It's an extensive review actually, and they have already almost 311 articles, and it was been published between 1990 and 2004, and they came up with the result that the statistical process control helped different actors manage, change, and improve the healthcare process. So it's a very versatile tool which can help diverse stakeholders to manage change in healthcare and improve the patient's health. So it's really, really like a very good tool for us, all of us, to use to improve the quality of care. And another very latest one article that is published in 2021 only. So it was about the contribution of variable control charts to quality improvement in healthcare. Okay, a literature review they have done. Again, it is like very scientific resources. They have selected the literature like Science Direct, Medline, Google Scholar, etc. And again, 1992, published between 1992 and 2019. Again, an extensive review they have done and came up with the result like variable control chart. It contributes really to the quality improvement in healthcare. Okay, it helps or it enables visualization and monitoring of variations and changes in healthcare process. Though there are limitations, they say here like the charts are visually easy to understand for both management and employees, but they are limited. There are limitations, okay, by their requirement for potentially complex data collection. There is a few limitations, but it is still, it's very, very helpful for quality improvement. So that's all about the statistical process control. Thank you so much. If anybody has any other suggestions or contributions, kindly.